It's our reality, just your average family, trying to be normal and stay out of trouble, living a double life.
What's up? Today we have Thunderman's Season 4, Episode 6, Date of Emergency. This episode starts off at Splatburger with Phoebe doing homework. Gideon says, "Hi, m'lady," and Phoebe's like, Gideon, if you come over to ask out her or Barb, please move along." So Gideon's like, "Bye, m'lady." Max and Allison show up, and since this is Allison's final appearance in the series, hopefully she does act. And actually, this is actually the first episode filmed, so this is the 6th episode, but it was the first episode filmed, so Max showing up, Max saying, "Oh, look, Phoebe did the math homework. It's nice having his own personal nerd." Allison says, Max, stuff like that wonders if he's really if he's really a good guy, if he's really a good guy. Max says, "Allison, he told her 100 times that he's a good guy. Why can't she trust him?" And Phoebe says, "Because he was the only..." Because he was the 10-time cover model of Evil Teen magazine, which is a good reference to Season 1, Episode 2, Phoebe vs. Max, where Nora showed Phoebe that magazine. Max says he's changed, he's no longer evil, and he was on that cover 11 times. Jerry and Oyster show up saying they have an announcement. Oyster asked her out, and they're dating. So, yeah. Yeah, I like blue and orange because I'm eating an orange lollipop. That was gonna be Sanji, but more blue and orange. More Gamba. Oh my, what? Sorry, girl. Oyster asks her out and they're dating. Max says, "Cue the screams." And they all scream. Phoebe, Allison, and Oyster all scream. Max is like, "Really, Oyster? Really, dude?" And Oyster says, "Why should she hide his joy?" Phoebe says she's so happy for them and asks them to sit. Oyster sits next to Phoebe. Oyster sits next to Cherry, knocking Phoebe out of the booth. That made me happy because I just don't like Phoebe this season. But just seeing Phoebe get her desserts for that bad stuff she's about to do. Phoebe says, guess these booths are kind of small. No worry, she'll grab a chair. Cherry says, should they tell him about the best part about them dating? Oyster says the best part is their new name, Choister. Get it? He matched Cherry and Oyster together. Cherry says it was better than her name, Choister. Allison says if they are Choister, that makes her and Max Malison. Cherry says they should totally double date sometime. And Allison says, what are they doing tomorrow? And then they all talk at the same time. And Phoebe says, well, it looks like it's 1:30. She doesn't belong here anymore. So she'll excuse herself before it gets awkward. So Phoebe leaves with the chair stuck to her butt. I don't know how she was able to get it off her butt, as we never see the chair again in the episode. Meanwhile at Thunderhouse, Phoebe says, here's another balloon dog, Chloe. And Chloe says, this balloon dog is missing a leg. Barb says, and Phoebe says, and Billy says, and Billy says, it's way better than his worm. Phoebe says, Billy's holding it upside down. And Billy says, oh, now he sees it. Barb tells the kids that cousin blobbin's coming over for dinner. And time to get ready for the B-plot that he's in. So yeah. So they run off to get ready for that B-plot. And ask Phoebe if Phoebe's still upset about her friend. Phoebe says it's gotten even worse. They entered a doubles tennis tournament on tandem bikes, and then rode them to get double scoop ice cream. Barb says she's seen the bikes. She follows Choister and Malison on Chirper. Wait, yeah. Phoebe says her options were either miss on everything or tag along to be a fifth wheel. She means literally. She tried to catch up with them on a unicycle. Barb says she knows. She also follows unicycle fails on Chirper. But Phoebe's gonna be fine. It should take time to focus on her. Just focus on herself and whatever it is, and whatever this is. Yeah, i.e. focus on herself and try to learn how to actually ride a unicycle. Oh wait, no, she actually said work on her balloon arc. When Barb says whatever this is, she means Phoebe's balloon animal. Phoebe's ballooning. So yeah. Phoebe says she'll focus on making a new balloon boyfriend. Choister, Madison, prepare to meet Balloon Bee. Hey, she's actually pretty good at this. Then Max and Allison, Cherry, and Oyster show up, and Phoebe says, what, she wasn't doing anything weird? What have they been up to? Oyster says, they went coupled with beekeeping. And Cherry says, yeah, they collected a lot of honey with their honeys. Oyster says, Cherry make him the best bro. Cherry, make him the luckiest brosif in the world and take him a photo with him at the heart tree. Cherry says, yes, she will, Choister. And Phoebe says, Choister is the name of your two names together. Oh, never mind. Phoebe says, Allison says, Oyster, that's so sweet. Hey, Max, how come he's never done anything like, how come he's never done that? Max says, because he used to be evil. And Allison says, what's his excuse now? Max says, just doesn't want it. And Allison says, he will go if he wants to prove to her that he's not evil. Or they can go to the breakup tree. Max says, is that real? Is that real? And Allison says, you want to find out? And Max says, okay. Max says, Hartree, here they come. Yeah, it's kind of funny that Max and Allison don't actually break up officially until 21 Jump Street, as Allison finds Mother Nature is her soulmate rather than Max. So yeah, I guess they did go up to the breakup tree off screen. I know the actress broke up in real life, and that's what led to the show retiring Allison from the series. But having this be her last appearance is weird. Or she says, ooh, sweetches. Remember when Phoebe had a catchphrase? Remember sweet cheese? Remember Phoebe always used to say that? What happened to that? She no longer says that anymore. And I gotta say, I guess with a catchphrase machine that Chloe is with Baby, I guess it kind of just felt like sweet. Without Oyster says sweetches, which is kind of like sweet cheese, but it's without the e's. It's sweetches. But Phoebe used to say sweet cheese every time something would happen, or anytime she'd get excited. But now she barely says that catchphrase at all. Did the writers just forget she said it? Because with Oyster saying sweetches, which is a play on that, and Chloe's Baby, I think that they just forgot to give Phoebe her catchphrase. Oyster says, oh, sweetches, they gotta be right. Crazy Farmer Ted doesn't like kids trespassing on his farm to get to the Hartree. So he booby-trapped the whole place. Cherry says, rumor has it, if he catches you, he'll feed you to his man-eating pig. Phoebe says, wow, friends, fun, and the possibility of Max being eaten by a man-eating pig. She's in. Oyster says, Phoebe's coming to the Hartree with who? And Cherry says, Phoebe, does she have a new bae? And Phoebe says, she means yeah. Max says, oh, not more screams. And he plugs it, and he plugs his ears. That's just, then Cherry, Oyster, and Allison and Oyster scream. Phoebe says, Cherry says she can't wait to meet him, and Phoebe says, yeah, her neither. After the opening, in the B plot, at the thunderhouse, blobbin says when he woke up, he was somewhere over Guam. That's the last time he let the dog fly his helicopter. Billy says, it's even funnier the fifth time Blobbin tells it. Barb says, speaking of time, she bets Blobbin needs to get going. Hank says, oh yeah, you know how you trillionaires have other places to be that aren't here. Blobbin says, actually, he has nowhere to be. Chloe says, she's out. Her baby has to go night-night. But Blobbin says, aw, she's so cute, Chloe. May you see her? Chloe gives her doll to Blobbin. And Blobbin says, oh, he bet she has a nice bed and a nice big dollhouse and a nice roof over her pretty little head. Then Blobbin starts to cry, and Nora asks Blobbin what's wrong, if he's okay. Blobbin says he's not okay. He lost all of his money. Hank says, what happened? And Blobbin says he wanted to fit his entire fortune into his wallet, so he cashed everything for a $1 trillion bill. But then he lost his wallet, and he has no money and nowhere to go, unless he can stay there. Hank says he doesn't think that's a good idea. So Blobbin starts crying. Hank says, okay, Blobbin can stay in the yard. So Blobbin starts crying loud. So Hank says, loudly. So Hank says, so Blobbin can sleep in the garage. So Blobbin cries louder. So Hank says, fine, Blobbin can stay in the house. Blobbin says, okay, but it's only because Hank begged. speaking of begging, dogging, they said they can stay. Hank says, great, now they have 2 house guests that slobber. So yeah, Blobbin manipulated Hank there. Well, who knew Blobbin would be such a manipulator? But yeah, he manipulated Hank to stay. Meanwhile, the A-plot at Hinsdale High, Phoebe's talking to some random guy that we've never seen before and will never see again. As she says that he knows that she felt always thought they had a special connection. The boy says he moved to Hinsdale yesterday, and Phoebe says it was instant connection. So will he go to the heart tree with her? The boy says, crazy farmer-sized heart tree, and he runs away. Phoebe calls him a coward, which is kind of mean. So Max says, hey Phoebe, is that guy who's running away from her in fear, is that a new boyfriend? Then he laughs, but says, please don't Allison, he was mean to her, and Max leaves. Phoebe says, hey Micah, who is a guy again that we've never seen before and will never see again, and to him, her heart tree, Micah says no. He wants to live. And Phoebe says, dang, is there one good boy, one boy who's in the school who's desperate enough to risk his life to date with her? Gideon says, good day, m'lady. And Phoebe says, good day, McGideon. Yeah, Phoebe's gonna kill Gideon, gonna sacrifice Gideon. But anyway, meanwhile, the B-plot, outside the thunderhouse, Hank says, Blobbin is the worst roommate ever in the world. He keeps ruining their stuff. Barb said they had to replace their toothbrushes, robes, Nora's beach ball. Nora says, what did Blobbin do to her beach ball? Hank says, she does not want to know. Billy says, still let Blobbin mess with their stuff and dog and farts a lot. And Chloe says, so many farts. And Nora says, Billy's right. Billy's right. Blobbin's not that bad. Then Nora opens the door to see Blobbin doing Blob Condo. Then he kicks, twirls, and falls onto the TV, breaking it. Nora closes the door saying, Blobbin killed their TV. He's gotta go. Barb says Nora thinks it's time. Nora's right. She thinks it's time Blobbin leaves. Constance says they're making a mistake. Hank says, what is Constance doing outside? Constance says, who do you think fertilizes your flowers? Now listen, this is all about they're all about to fail the rich guy test. Barb says, what test? And Constance says, Bob is not broke. He just wants to see if they care about him, even if he had no money. And if they pass, he'll share his riches with them. Billy says, the rich guy test. He saw it in a cartoon once. Constance's story checks out. Barb says, it did seem weird Blobbin cashed in all his money for $1 trillion. It did seem weird Blobbin cashed in all of his money for $1 trillion bill. Nora says, if Constance is right about this, then they could buy a new TV. Billy says, Nora, Blobbin's a trillionaire. They could buy 2 TVs. Chloe says, show me the money, baby. These writers, they cannot go with that entire episode without Chloe saying this catchphrase. I've said it many times this season, and this is only episode 6. But I've said it 6 times so far that I've said it 6 times so far that the writers cannot go without an entire episode without Chloe saying this catchphrase. It's like they have to write it into the episode every time. Every time Chloe shows up, you can't watch it. You can't watch the episode without knowing Chloe's gonna say baby at one point. The baby has probably gotten a lot bigger since the first time I counted it. But anyway. I said, okay, let's get in there and show Blobbin how much they care about him. They show how much they love him. They open the door to see Blobbin's head through their family portrait, and Blobbin says he's not sure how it happened. And Barb says, "That's fine, Blobbin," and they hug him. Meanwhile, they apply. At night, in the thunderhouse backyard, Phoebe says, Max, what's he doing? And Max says he's going to use his night vision goggles to scope out booby traps and lead them safely to the heart tree. And then he falls into some garbage and says technically garbage was not a booby trap. Meanwhile, falls into some garbage. Cherry says, "Phoebe, when's her new bae getting here?" And Gideon shows up saying, "Howdy, boo." And they say, "Gideon?" And Phoebe says, "Yeah." She recently realized that Gideon would do anything for her, and that's the kind of guy she really, really needed. Cherry says, "OMG, she's Giddy Phoebidian." And Gideon says, "That's right. They're gonna have the best night ever." Cut to at the farm with Gideon sneezing, saying his sinuses are exploding. Max says he's even more pitiful in night vision. And Allison says she's got to say for a booby trap farm owned by a deranged old man, this isn't bad. Max says it's what you didn't see that scares you. And Max throws a branch at a booby trap, and Max tells him duck. Max says he told them he wasn't evil. He's changed. Evil Max would have let them take a tire to the face. And they follow him to the heart tree. Phoebe says, "Look at all of them hanging out together, just them couples, having a nice even number of wheels." Cherry says actually she thinks Phoebe's wheels looking a little wobbly, and Gideon falls down. He says he's fine. Gideon asks for Phoebe's help, and Phoebe tells Cherry to go ahead. Gideon will catch up with them. Phoebe says, "Why don't Gideon tell her he was over there?" And Gideon says he wanted to be mysterious. So Phoebe helps Gideon up, but Phoebe trips a wire, causing chains to capture them. Gideon says, Good news. Good news. He's so scared his sinuses has cleared up." Phoebe says, "Awesome. That means he'll be nice and he's not afraid when the pigs eat them." Phoebe says they gotta find a way to get off the fence to catch up with everyone before Farmer Ted finds them. Phoebe tries to distract Gideon with seeing a possum so she can use her freeze breath, but Gideon turns right around and says, "Besides, the only beady-eyed creature he needs is Phoebe." Phoebe says, "Thanks?" And Gideon says, "Okay, he might not be as smooth with his words, but he is smooth with his beats." So he starts beatboxing. Phoebe says, "Why did she pop her balloon boyfriend, which happened off screen?" Meanwhile, Max, Allison, Oyster, and Cherry make it to the heart tree. Max says, "Oh right, there's the heart tree." Allison says, "It's amazing." Cherry says, "It'll be way better with a selfie. It'll be way better than the selfie they took at Buck Creek." Oyster says, "They shouldn't be really letting people swim there." Allison says, "Let's do this." And Max saves Allison from being hit by a poop trap. Allison says, "Thanks, Max." And Max says, "He never let a lady get hit by cow poop." "Hey, maybe Phoebe got hit by it." "Phoebe!" And Cherry says, "Phoebe went a while back to help Gideon. She says she'll be catch up." Max says, "Something is not right." And Allison and Oyster says, "Yeah, he knows. That cow poop was humongous. That's why what are they feeding these things?" He says no, he means Phoebe should be here by now. He's gotta go back. He's worried about her. Allison says, "Really? A few minutes ago, really a minute ago, he was hoping she could hit cow poop." Max says, "'Cause that's funny." And Allison says, "Okay, that's kind of funny. But also evil. Like pretending he wanted to take a heart rate selfie and then bailing at the last second." Max says, "Okay, fine. Follow him and she'll see he's right. Plus, he's the only one who knows how to get out of here." Then Max bumps into some garbage cans, saying, "Why don't these things see garbage cans?" Meanwhile, the B plot, the Thundermans are tending to Meanwhile, the B plot, the Thundermen are tending to blobbin. Nora's lasering off his bunions. Chloe's giving him jelly beans. And Blobbin says he doesn't mean to be ungrateful, but why are they being so nice? Billy says money, and Hank says, oh. What Billy means to say is that they feel bad that Blobbin lost all his money. Barb says, well, not that it matters to them because they love him whether or not he's rich. Klaus says, that goes double for him and the dog. Dogs share everything. Right? Am I right? Then dog farts in Klaus's face. Klaus says, smells like roses, and Blobbin says that he's just glad that they're not annoyed with him for overstaying his welcome after what he did to their car. Barb says, that's fine, Blobbin, and Hank says, they just want to do what makes Blobbin happy. And Blobbin says, so they'll do anything he asks. They say anything, and Blobbin says, well... Cut to them in I Heart Blobbin uniform, and cut to them in I Heart Blobbin shirts with Blobbin says, how about some nice, relaxing, doing some blob condo with Blobbin saying, Blobbin actually hits Barb with his butt. Causing her to crash and crash. Barb says she's okay. Still love you, Blobbin. Meanwhile, in the B-plot, Geen is done here with his beatboxing and gets ready to spit some romantic rhyme. But Phoebe says she thinks she spit enough for one night. Phoebe says, aha! He knew Phoebe and Gideon got themselves trapped. Phoebe says, Max, you came back for that. Max says, they're saved. Someday, they'll tell this story to their little giddies. No. Phoebe says, Max. Allison says, Max, get those dimples back here, and oh, they are in trouble. Max says, that's right, and she didn't believe them, but she's feeling pretty silly right now. Then Max accidentally pushes lever, trapping Cherry and Oyster, then him and Allison. Phoebe says, now they're all pretty silly. Max says, okay, they gotta panic. Don't panic. They just need to get out of here before then. Then pigs start winking to Max and cue the terrified screams. And then they all scream. Meanwhile, in that big plot, Blobbin's doing some blob condo saying, feeling the burn, you guys. But we see that he kicked kicked Barb and Hank on the couch. Nora on the thermometer, Chloe on a beanbag, and Billy to a chair. Nora says, she can't feel anything. And Blobbin says, my bad. He popped when he should shimmy. But he has something special that's going to make them feel like $1 million. Blobbin goes to get it, and Billy says he bets it's $1 million. Blobbin comes back with the chest. Hank says, this is it. They passed the rich guy test. And Clausen said, they're welcome, dummies, and Blobbin says, being nice, comes back with a chest, saying, you know what, when he first got rich, it was hard to tell if people were being nice to him because he wanted money. But he knows they're being nice to him because they truly love him. Oh, they truly, 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 truly love him. Truly. And Blobbin's gum goes, puts the chest on the couch. Blobbin says, why is someone being rich feel so terrible? And Nora says, because they're awful people. Plus, they're probably have internal injuries. Blobbin says, time to show his appreciation he would like to present them with. But Blobbin says, Blobbin, wait. They have to tell him something. And this causes Bart's voice to go raspy at the end. Very weird. Don't know how to do her voice at the end of this line. But Klaus says, don't you do it. And Hank says, they only did the sweet things They only did those sweet things because they thought he'd give them money. Klaus says, "You did it." And Nora says they should have been nice to him because Blobbin's family, not because he's rich. And Blobbin says he's not rich. He told them that he lost his money with a $1 trillion bill inside. Billy says, "Then what about what he's supposed to give them?" And Blobbin says he fixed their family's portrait. Hank says, "So there's no such thing as a rich guy contest?" Klaus says he got Dog and give him a tongue bath for nothing. Then Dog growls. Chloe says, "They're sorry, Blobbin." And Blobbin says, "Lucky for Chloe," or them. He says, "Lucky for you," but I don't know if he's talking to Chloe or them in general. His other superpower is forgiveness. He loves them. And Barb says, "I love him too." And Hank says, even if Blobbin had money, they never ever considered taking it. Then Doggin barfs up Blobbin's wallet. Billy says, "Cool, Doggin barf." And Blobbin says, "Doggin, his wallet. You ate it." And he pulls out his $1 trillion bill out of the wallet. Nora says, "His $1 trillion bill. Blobbin, he's rich again." And Blobbin says, "He totally is, but don't worry. He'll honor their wish and never, ever give them a dime of his money." Blobbin says, That's fine, Blobbin, right, Hank?" And Hank says, "These are tears of joy." And then starts crying. And then they look, and that's how the B plot ends. It wasn't even resolved. Okay, get it. It was revealed that Dogging ate the money, but they ate the wallet and the money. But the fact is that Hank cried, and that's the way they ended. Meanwhile, A plot, Gideon says, "God, it was his allergy that led them into this, and when the pig come, let them eat him." And they are all okay with that. Okay, Phoebe, Allison, and Cherry I get, but Max and Oyster being okay with Gideon dying? Bro, do you realize he's a part of your band? And 2, it took you hard to find another drummer find a replacement for Angus. So the fact that Max and Oyster are just okay with Gideon being eaten by pigs is kind of strange. Like, Phoebe, I get Phoebe, Allison, and Cherry, I guess, because they don't like him. But Max and Oyster, I don't know. I don't get it. That doesn't make any sense to me. Gideon said, "With any luck, they'll choke on his bones and spare his beloved Phoebe. Her only crime was falling for a butt boy." And that's a Common Forza reference, if you... But Phoebe says, "Alright, Gideon, she may have committed a few other crimes tonight. She only pretended she wouldn't date him so she could come out and hang with her friends." Gideon says, "What?" And Phoebe says, she knows. It's horrible. She didn't want to be a fifth wheel. She really missed hanging out with her friends. Cherry says, "Phoebe, they didn't realize they were leaving her out." And Max says, "He did." And Gideon says, "She was taking advantage of him. Taking advantage of his feelings." Well, that's okay, because he was taking advantage of her. He was only dating Phoebe to get close to Barb. And I like how Max says, "Don't you dare." And literally, he still says it. Like, literally. He was only dating Phoebe to get close to Barb, of course. Barb is so hot. Phoebe says they're going to stop talking immediately. And Phoebe says, "Oh no, here comes Farmer Ted and his man-eating pig." Farmer Ted says, "Oh, kid, sorry he was a stinker. He caught them in his booby trap. Couples who come to the heart tree never stop and say hi. Hi." And they say, "Hi?" Farmer Ted says, "Ooh, doggies." Now that's what he's talking about. Max says, "So he's not some feet. So he's not gonna give him to his man pig." Farmer Ted says, "Ah, no. He doesn't even have any pigs. Just some cows was on a high fiber diet." Oyster says, "That explains the poop." And Allison says, "But they heard pig." And Farmer says, yeah, no, that was him. He does enjoy some pig impression, so he does some into his megaphone." See, there's a Wisconsin potbelly pig. And Phoebe says, "Oh, that was impressive. Can he do a teacup pig?" And he instructs Phoebe on how to do it, but Max says, "Hey, pig pals, can they wrap it up?" And Phoebe says, "Right." And asks Farmer Ted to free her and her friend. Gideon says, and her mom Barb's future boyfriend. No, Gideon, no. You want to stay away from her. Barb, get a restraining. I know Barb's not in the scene, but if you were, Barb, get a restraining order against Gideon. She should, or Hank should. Hank should file a restraining order against this guy. Literally, he has future plans of getting with your wife, Hank. Hire a restraining order against Gideon to not come a few feet in front of your wife. And Phoebe says, yeah, Farmer Ted can free Gideon last. Then at the heart tree, Max and Allison are taking a photo behind the heart tree. Max says, "There you go. Proof he's no longer evil." Allison said she knew he wasn't evil. In the moment he helped Phoebe. He actually seemed concerned for her. Max says, it's a new feeling. He hopes it goes away. Max says, let's head back. But then Max and Allison get trapped. Allison says, they're trapped. Why would Farmer Ted put one out here? And Farmer Ted says, couples don't come to the heart tree and never stop to say bye. Bye. And he leaves into the tall grass. They say bye to end the episode. And we never see Allison and Doggin ever again. In my opinion, Farmer Ted and the Thundermans the Farmer Ted and Barb and the Thunder Kids ate them. I know that we do see Allison, but yeah. In my opinion, Doggin was eaten by the Thunder Kids, and Allison was secretly eaten by the Farmer Ted. Or Max. But mainly Farmer Ted. But, yeah. That was this episode. Final appearance of Allison, and kind of feels underwhelming because kind of weird her last appearance on the show. Of course, we all know Jack and Griffin and Ryan Newman, who played these two characters, broke up in real life. So instead of keeping Allison on the show, they wrote her off the show by saying that, yeah, she breaks up with Max via text, saying, off screen, Allison goes to some camp and finds that she's in love with Mother Nature more than she's in love with the Earth. The Earth is her soulmate rather than Max. And of course, this being Max's girl. I know we're going to talk about this episode in later, like when we get to this one. But, yeah. So next episode, we got Orange is a New Max. Max, Super and Kickbutt assigns Max to become, next we got Orange is a New Max, which has Super and Kickbutt ask Max to do a lecture to some villain kids. So, Clauso thinks that, hey, if Max does it, he'll see how cool villain life is and go back to being a villain. So Phoebe, obviously not wanting this to happen, decides that she will do anything to protect Max from becoming a villain again. Meanwhile, on the B plot, Barb, Phoebe, Nora, and Billy, Nora, and Chloe are addicted to this game which is a parody of Pokemon Go, where you squash insects. So, yeah. So, So when they see how addicting the game has become, of course, Hank and Barb take away their phone. So what did the kids do? They take away the TV. They take away the TV. But then then Hank and Barb question that if if them taking their phones leads to taking away a TV, then are they bad parent? Are they doing a terrible job as parents? Then the kids give back the TV. Chloe accidentally takes the wrong TV. Chloe teleports to get the TV back, and she accidentally takes the wrong TV, and they get their phones back, but Chloe takes the wrong TV. But of course, Hank and Barb don't care and go back to watching their Cupcake Island show until Chloe spoils the winner. And yeah, that's next time. That'll be all on Back in Thunderman's review. Back in his reviews of the Thunderman. So yeah. Allison's gone. Doggin's gone. It's kind of weird that this episode, Doggin was never given, like literally in the Doggin's first appearance, he was a dude. Then in his second appearance, he was a girl wearing a tutu. But now in this episode, the tutu's gone, so it's kind of like, did they go back and switch Doggin to being a dude again, or is it still a girl? We'll never know, as we never see Doggin again after this episode. So yeah. But anyway, that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time for Orange is a New Max. Which obviously a reference is Orange is a New Black. Orange is the new black. Wait, Orange is the new black. Or is it the black? I'll check. But anyway, but anyway, that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time.